Wednesday night, and normally I'd be either streaming a video game or getting ready for Curse of Strahd Classic, but we're not playing Curse of Strahd Classic tonight because I got packing to do, because we are going on a trip, and that is why there will not be any games or streams for a couple weeks, because we're going to be over in Japan. Been trying to go to Japan for like my whole life, so it's kind of exciting. Yeah, so planning this trip was maybe it was maybe the hardest thing I've ever had to do. I did manage to finish, college, 4-year college. I did manage to finish college. I do work in like web accessibility. And I run a bunch of long, complicated tabletop RPGs. I've raised kids. I somehow stayed married after 1,000 years. I feel like I could do hard things, but planning an international trip during the busiest time of year, during the busiest travel boom that they've ever had in the country, yeah, it was hard. It was definitely not easy. But here we are. So yeah. I did it. I made the travel plans. I got the tickets. I did the itinerary for it. I booked all the reservations. I booked restaurants. I booked tours, classes. I listened to like hours and hours of travel vlogs and did research. I found out that ADHD medication is like the hardest drug you can get in Japan. I had to get special permission from the Japan Narcotics Division to bring my ADHD medication on vacation with me. So it was like a whole thing. And then, yeah, I mean, it was a lot. It was a lot. I had to learn how to make my phone work in Japan without using roaming. I had to learn how to use a VPN, which I had never bothered to do in my whole life, so that I could, get reservations that would normally only be available if you're in Japan. Yeah, so I had to do like a ton of research. I trained up a ChatGPT assistant who helped me with like every step of the way, helped me translate sites like reservations for restaurants that were only in Japanese, helped me parse through like hours and hours of like travel videos and all that, and it was a lot. I learned about travel insurance and getting a travel card. Specifically for stuff like this that protects you against like cancellations and things like that. I learned about, just so much. I learned so much. And I've been working on this for on and off for months and months, like 6 months of work and planning. So I'm really excited about the trip. I'm kind of nervous, but I'm mostly excited about it. And I've decided that it was so much work, kind of like when you build a D&D campaign and you're like, God damn, that was a lot of work. And then, you want to like make it easier for the next person. You know what I'm saying? So like in that same vein, I want to kind of go over, I'm not going to go over how I did it tonight, but I am going to go over what I have planned. And this is all just plans, and even though some of this is like paid reservations that we might not get to do because you just never know how things are going to pan out, this is the goal. You know what I'm saying? This is the goal. Anything can happen in life, especially when you're traveling internationally. I grew up in Italy. I backpack across Europe. I've been to done a lot of international travel when I was younger. Haven't done it in about 20 something years, 20 something like that. I don't really count going on a cruise ship as international travel. Sorry for all you cruise ship people. I don't really think that counts as international travel. But yeah. So I'm excited about it. All right, so I'm gonna run through. I'm not gonna show you guys my itinerary because I mean it's not that it's a mess. It's actually quite beautiful. It's I don't want to accidentally show you anything too revealing about like itinerary information, or you know, if I haven't scrubbed it properly, I don't want like I don't want to give it all away. All right, so I am going to have it open in this other window. So if I keep looking off to the side, I am looking at this other window where the travel itinerary is, and we're just gonna go through this shit. All right, so like people have asked how much it costs to go to Japan. I heard the most expensive part is the plane tickets, but once you go there, you will live like a king because their economy is in shambles, and America's economy. Hold on, let me keep it together. God damn it, America's economy is so good. Well, let me talk about that real quick. You might have noticed that the world is on fire. It started in 2020 when the literal ocean was on fire, and then Australia, the entire continent, and then it just sort of never got better. It's never got better. Yeah, so anybody who had money was like, I need some therapy, but it's not enough. And their therapist is like, maybe you should take a trip. Where have you always wanted to go? And let's be honest, where has everybody always wanted to go? Motherfucking Japan. So everybody started going to Japan. Like everybody. And then everybody started saying, it's like the greatest place on earth. The whole country is like a theme park. It's so amazing. So then everybody, like fucking everyone, started going to Japan. And then they had a tourism crisis. They're still having it. But listen to me. I have a bucket list. And the bucket list is like my soul cage, my problematic phylactery, my horcrux, as it were. I can't die until I finish this bucket list. And one of the items on the bucket list is go to Japan. And I saw the writing on the wall, okay? I was like, I don't know. I don't know if I don't go to Japan soon, I might not be going to Japan, if you know what I mean. So I was like, all right, listen, tourism or what, doesn't matter. I'm going to fucking go to Japan. We're going to fucking do this, right? So I was like, don't worry, I'm smart. We're going to go in November because that's the second best time to go to Japan and it's not as crowded. And I was like, damn, my brain's so big. Well, then I remembered that my kid is in school. And they can't really afford to miss 2 weeks of school in November, which is like senior year, college time. You know, you're getting ready to send your shit off to college. You need to look really good for college. And I didn't actually have the trip planned yet. Like, because I had never planned a trip like this before. When I used to travel internationally, I would grab my backpack and I would throw some underwear in there. And I would throw my passport on top of the underwear. And then I would go to whatever country I wanted to go to. That was it. That was all the preparation I would ever do. I'd arrive in the country with no money. I would try to find a money changer. That's a thing that we used to have. And then I would get some money and I'd be like, where can I stay? And I would just go to the first place I saw that had vacancy. And that is how I would travel internationally. Yep, that's how I backpacked across Europe. That's how I lived my fucking life. That wouldn't have worked on this trip. Let me tell you, that would not have worked on this trip. Everything had to be booked in advance. Every bus ticket, every train ticket, every attraction, every tour. If you wanted to be sure that you were not eating at the 7-Eleven, you had to have a dinner reservation months in advance, and you had to fucking speak Japanese or read Japanese, or call them on the phone and hope that they were nice enough to talk to you. It was a lot of executive functioning, let me tell you. But we did it, and so we're good. So anyways, how much does a trip like this cost? It's not supposed to cost that much money, according to my research. But by the time of the trip, it was It was very expensive. We're talking like not even like first class airline tickets, just like regular airline tickets for 3 people round trip from East Coast USA, $5,000. $5,000 for the plane tickets. Once you get over there, everyone's like, don't worry, the American economy is so strong and the Japanese economy is weak. You will be like a millionaire. And this kind of idea is true. When I was younger, I went to Turkey for spring break, even though I wasn't in school. I like spring break, so I take spring break even though I'm never in school or college. But like, I went to Turkey for spring break as an American. This is in the early 2000s, and I lived like a god. I stayed in a 5-star hotel. I had a personal taxi drive me around. I got to go to VIP clubs. I mean, I lived like a king, like a fucking king for a whole week. It was pretty awesome. It was pretty awesome. The economy in Japan is bad, but the people of Japan went to their leaders and were like, yo, this tourism fucking sucks. What are we supposed to do about it? You need to ban tourism, right? And then the government's like, oh, well, about that, we kind of like all the money from the tourism. And then the people are like, yeah, but there's so many people. We had to close Mount Fuji. There's so many tourists. We had to close down the mountain. And the Japanese government was like, yeah, it's just, we got other mountains, guys. I mean, it's just one mountain that we had to close down. It's not that big a deal. So the people of Japan were like, listen, assholes, you better do something about this. You better do it quick. So the Japanese government was like, what if we had a special tax for foreigners? And then the people in Japan were like, how will we know they're a foreigner? And then they're like, oh, well, they will have to show us their passport. And then the people in Japan are like, well, how will you know that we're not foreigners? And then they're like, well, I mean, and they wanted to say, because you'll look Japanese. But they didn't say that. They said, you'll show your citizenship proof. And they're like, every time I want to go to the store? Every single time? And they're like, okay, hold on, we'll get back to you. So then they were like, all right, tell you what. Until we figure this out, fucking charge whatever you want, guys. Like, just charge whatever you want for fucking anything. Just charge whatever you want. And the people of Japan who are like normal people that are just trying to live their life are like, wait, I can't afford to go to my favorite restaurant anymore. I can't afford to go to my favorite nightclub anymore. I can't afford to go to karaoke anymore. And the Japanese government's like, we're saving you money, dude. We're saving you money. You should just stay home anyways. You don't want to go karaoke. Just stay home. And then the businesses are like, oh, this is awesome. We're allowed to charge anything we want. So let me tell you, it ain't as cheap as I anticipated. But it doesn't matter because I have a dream, goddammit. And my dream is to take this trip to Japan, and we're doing it. So that's future me's problem, I guess. Anyways, let's get on with the itinerary. What do we got here? All right, so customs. So the first thing that we're gonna do is actually, we don't go to customs in America. America's okay if we leave. We will go to customs in Japan. So this man right here, he probably doesn't work at the Japanese customs office, but this is to represent customs. But that's out of order because we would fly on a big airplane all the way to Japan. It will be like 20 hours, 19 hours of flying, something like that. So like 19 hours of flying, but with time travel, it's actually going to take like 36 hours or something crazy like that. Because the way time moves, we're flying like against time? Question mark? So like we're leaving at 6 a.m. on Friday and we're arriving at 2 p.m. on Saturday. But I don't know how it works. So we're gonna like cross the time barrier, I guess, and like wrap back around to the next day. Beats me. Then we get to customs, and just imagine this guy. You know what? He could be Japanese. We're not gonna be racist. So this blue-eyed Boston-born Japanese man will be like, welcome to Japan. Show me your QR code, because we live in the year 2025. And then they scan a QR code, and they're like, oh, it says here that you got the drugs. Show us the drugs. And I'll be like, here's the drugs in my special note from the National Narcotics that says I'm allowed to have drugs. And they're going to be like, cool, you're not going to Japanese prison. Enjoy your stay. Haha. So then, there we go. We made it to Tokyo. That's not Paris. Tokyo has their own Eiffel Tower. Okay? Don't get confused. I've been to Paris. It's very nice, but that's not what this trip is about. So we get to Japan, and they're like, yeah, welcome to Japan. And then it's like, cool, we need stuff. But fortunately, Haneda Airport is like a magical place full of stuff. So we're going to get the money. We're going to get the Passmo passport card. So in Japan, they love cash so much. They love cash and they love coins so much. But the people were like, hey, the rest of the world's not really using cash and coins anymore. Can we have credit cards? And Japan's like, I mean, no. And then the people were like, please, can we please have credit cards? They're like, tell you what, how about this refillable gift card? And then the people in Japan were like, okay, so this is like a credit card, right? So if someone steals it, we can report it stolen, and then they won't be able to take our money, right? And Japan's like, no, that's not how that works at all. This is just it's like a credit card, but it's just it's full of real money. So like they have these cards that you fill up with real money, and then you can use them like credit cards pretty much everywhere, but they're not credit cards. And like, I don't know, like whatever works, I guess. So the Passmo passport card is a card like that only exists for 28 days, and you fill it up with money, and I think you could put American money and it automatically turns it into Japanese money. They got these things at every train station in the country, and you just keep filling it up with money as you go. You don't want to put too much money in because the card expires after 28 days. So you don't want to accidentally put too much money in, because then you're going to be spending money like crazy. Oh, you want to talk about technology? The people in Japan were like, listen, I don't want to lose this card full of money, so I'm going to just make an app on my phone that's like the same thing as the card. And the Japanese government was like, I don't like that, but okay. And they didn't like it so much that only phones that are made in Japan can use those apps. So if I wanted to put the app on my phone, I would have to convince my phone that it was born in Japan, a process that is quite involved, and it has a 45-day reset timer. So once your Android phone has been told it was born in a different country, it will believe it is from that country for 45 days. Some phones, it'll be like up to a year that they will not be able to change their birthplace or whatever. Yeah, like, listen to me, Android. You were born in Japan, okay? When people ask where you're from, you say Japan. All right, you got it? And the phone's like, are you sure? Because, I mean, technically I was probably made in China. Listen, no. Don't think about it that way. You were made in Japan. You're a Japanese phone. But we're not going to do that. We're going to do it the old-fashioned way, which is the sort of old-fashioned way. We're going to have these gift cards. Anyways, then we're going to go to this place called Ninja Wi-Fi, because my roaming fees are bananas on my phone. And so we're not going to use our cell phones in the normal way. We're going to use our cell phones as computer phones that are going to be on a magical hotspot from Ninja Wi-Fi. So Ninja Wi-Fi is going to rent me a little tiny pocket Wi-Fi device that is somehow linked into every internet and cell phone provider in the entire country of Japan. And so I've been guaranteed 4 or 5G internet, 24/7 unlimited data the entire time I'm in Japan on up to 8 devices. That seems fucking good to me. So that's what we're doing. So that means we'll actually be able to do some streams while we're in Japan. So that's going to be pretty exciting. So after we get the money card, and a Wi-Fi, we get to leave the airport and go to our accommodations, which I don't have a picture of. But we're basically staying at an apartment building that has been turned into a bunch of Airbnbs. It's kind of cool. It's kind of cool. That night, we got to go out after we get settled at our place, and we got to pick up our train tickets for 2 days in the future from the train station. Then we're going to check out some shit, get some dinner, go back to the hotel. The next day, we go to the Ramen Cup Noodle Museum. That's right. And we'll go to the Ramen Cup Noodle Museum, and when it's all over, when we get done learning everything about Ramen Cup Noodle, we get to make our own personalized cup noodle from like 400 ingredients or something like that. Then they seal it like it's brand new. It's going to a place, and then if you want, you can immediately open it and eat it. I'm gonna save it for like the Fallout times. You know what I mean? Like I'm gonna put it in the safe in my house, and then when the nukes drop after the maple syrup wars are over, I'm gonna be like, now's the time. And if I live through the nukes, which I probably won't because I live next to Washington D.C., I'm gonna open it and I'm gonna eat my cup noodles that I made in Japan. I'm gonna be like, memories. Anyways, after we're done there, we're gonna go to the biggest stationery store in Japan. I don't know if it's the biggest stationery store in the world, but it's a 10-story building full of stationery supplies. You don't understand how much my family loves stationery. If you were here last summer making name tags for a certain event that was held, then you know how much we like stationery around these parts. So yeah, we're gonna go to the 10-story stationery store. It's gonna be fucking dope. Then we're gonna walk across the street and go to this probably not humane art exhibit that features LEDs and goldfish and flowers, and it looks beautiful. And listen, I eat meat, so morally I'm a horrible person. I can do whatever I want. So we're gonna go and watch these goldfish just swim around in these art exhibits, and it's gonna be fucking cool. Then let me tell you, then we're gonna go and get all you can eat. Hear me out. All you can eat A5 Wagyu beef steaks at a steakhouse. All you can eat and all you could drink sake. Oh yeah. See, they're like, well, you only get 2 hours. I'm like, bro, I grew up in the American South, okay? Me and my father-in-law almost got kicked out of an Outback Steakhouse during the unlimited shrimp times before they gave up on. We're part of why they gave up on having unlimited shrimp at Outback Steakhouse. I feel bad that I'm going to be on a watch list for steakhouses in Japan because I am going to eat so much fucking steak. You don't get it, okay? We haven't been eating a lot of red meat around my house, okay? Like, I'm going to OD on beef, okay? It's going to be amazing. So anyways, I'm pretty excited about. Obviously, I'm pretty excited about that. Maybe more than the stationery or the goldfish. Then my family's gonna roll me, like a ball, because I'm gonna be so full of steak. They're gonna roll me to the I believe it's called the Shibuya Sky. What is it? Oh yeah, the Shibuya Sky Tower. So there's a lot of sky towers in Tokyo, but this one is apparently pretty upscale. Look at that. It's got like cyberpunk escalator. I mean, that's pretty fucking cool. And they take reservations, which some of the other ones don't. So I don't want to wait 2 hours in line to look down at the city. So yeah, so we got reservations to go to this place. We're gonna go to the top. We're gonna look down at Tokyo at night, and we're gonna be like, we're changed forever. We're changed forever. All right. Then we go back and we go to sleep. The next morning, we wake up and we go and have our allergies fucking destroyed at it's called Hitachi Seaside Park. So we're gonna go to Hitachi Seaside Park. We've got to ride a train out of Tokyo. I think it's like, I don't know, an hour and a half away from Tokyo. We're gonna go there. This place has 2 modes. It's like a Pokemon game. there's Hitachi Sea Park Blue, and there's Hitachi Sea Park Red. So it's blue in the spring and it's red in the fall. And what you are seeing in this illustration is true. There are so many blue flowers in the spring that they make them into ice cream. Yeah, I'm not into eating flowers, but I am going to eat the blue flower ice cream at Hitachi Seaside Park. Then I'm going to risk it all and rent some bicycles and see if my uncoordinated family can ride bicycles while being afflicted with seasonal allergies in a foreign country in a field full of flowers. We're going to see if we can see it during the busiest tourist time of the year. So there's going to be standing room only bicycles. We're going to try to ride bicycles around this park. So anyways, after we're done with that incredible experience, we're going to see the tulip gardens, which I'm pretty excited about because I like tulips. Then we're going to go to this place, which is called the Fukuroda Falls. Fukuroda Falls proudly told me it was one of the top 3 waterfalls in Japan. And I like that kind of courage. Do you know what I mean? Like, you're in the top 3. You could be number 2. You could be number 3. I mean, I don't care. Go see a waterfall. That's cool. So after we're done checking out that waterfall, we go and we get lunch. There's apparently a lot of food cart vendors nearby, so we're going to forage for food, try to get some of that. Then we're going to go to the Frog Shrine. Yep, it's a shrine dedicated to magical frogs that are in charge of traveling. And you pray to these frogs, and they give you safe travel. And I mean, look at these fucking frogs. It's incredible. So yeah, then after we're done looking at the magic frogs, we go back to Tokyo. We're gonna be foraging for food, so probably a 7-Eleven dinner, but I don't know. If there's a place that has a table where we could sit, we will probably get some food. We're still gonna be probably full from the previous day, but you know, whatevs. Then we go and we get some sleep. And then the next day, we leave Tokyo on this bullet train, the Shinkansen, and we're going to take that not to Kyoto or Osaka, like you might be thinking, because I might be basic bitch, but I ain't that basic yet. We're going to Kanazawa, right? So we're going to ride the train to Kanazawa. What's Kanazawa, you might say? It's like Kyoto without being super crowded with tourists. It's like the other Kyoto. So it's like a city that is very much in touch with its history, tries to preserve a lot of its historical buildings and landmarks, that kind of thing. So yeah, like I've heard that Kyoto is absolutely decimated right now by over-tourism. So I didn't really want to spend a lot of time in Kyoto if it was going to be so busy. So like I found out that Kanazawa is like Kyoto, but like less crowded, which seemed like a win for me. So after we ride the train, which takes like 2.5-3 hours, even though it's going like 400 miles an hour or something, we're going to get there and then we're going to see this marketplace. I think that's what we see next. Maybe? Then we're going to eat these meat buns. Look at these meat buns. Delicious. Then we're going to go see this castle. There's a lot of castles in Japan. So I grew up in Italy. You just drive down the street and you're in Germany. And Germany love castles. So I've gone on a lot of castle tours. So I'm I'm into it. You know, I like castles, Dungeons and Dragons, etc., etc. So like, unfortunately, in all the big cities with all the big castles, it's like crazy busy. If you want to tour them and stuff, I'm kind of okay with like looking at the castle from afar and being like, hey guys, look, there's a castle over there. I mean, I've been on tours of the inside of castles. It's like, oh yeah, these are rooms inside a building. It's not, I mean, it's not really worth the time or the money. But look at what is around the castle. This beautiful garden park. And there's a secret tea house. You can't see it, but it's right around here. There's a secret tea house. So we're going to go and have secret tea. And then, I forgot to mention this. What is Kanazawa famous for? Gold? Yeah, that's right. They're famous for fucking gold and gold leaf. They have so much gold leaf in Kanazawa, they eat it. I'm not lying to you. It's like in all the food. The people just eat gold. So like they've got gold sushi, they got gold like hamburgers, they got gold steaks. So yeah, I got to eat some gold food while I'm there. Then you go to like the historical district and you know, you see everybody there. They still got like geisha culture and stuff in Kanazawa. Obviously this is a family trip, you know what I'm saying? But like pretty cool. And then we go get the duck soba. If you haven't eaten a duck, you should. And you should never feel bad because ducks are horrible animals. They're like the dolphins of the land. You should never feel bad about eating a duck. You should eat as many ducks as you possibly can. And they're also delicious when they're prepared well. So I'm looking forward to some duck soba. It sounds amazing. Let's see. Then we're going to eat more beef. That's right, baby. We're going to a very nice steakhouse that night to eat even more beef. Oh, so then the next day we leave Kanazawa and we go to duck soba, magic tea. Oh yeah. Oh wait. Is there? Am I missing something here? No, we're good. So then we go to it's called Shirakawa-go. So Shirakawa-go is located like right in the middle of Japan, right in the middle of the mountains. And this is not a screenshot from Minecraft. This is a real village in Japan. Like they live in these like ancient houses that date back like, I don't know, 1,000 years or something. And like they just live in this beautiful, like secluded valley that is now being ruined by over tourism that I am now a part of. But like, hey, I want to see Minecraft houses in real life. So it was very difficult to get transportation up to this mountain village, but I did manage to secure it, and it was rough. It was rough. We got there. Well, we got the tickets at least. We're gonna ride a bus up, and here's the shit of it: the bus doesn't go back down in the same direction. Like it goes back down the same direction, but like I want to go south. I don't want to go back north. So I had to find another bus company that would go south, and the other bus company is like, we don't do reservations, but we do reservations. So you have to buy a ticket, but it's first come first serve to ride the bus. And I'm like, okay, what if you sell more tickets than you have room on your bus? And they're like, that's why it's first come first serve. And I'm like, Jesus Christ. So yeah, so getting to the place is going to be fine. Getting out of the place might be a little trickier, but hopefully that works out. When we leave, we end up in another little tiny town. This is Takayama. So Takayama is like a mountain village, like it's more of a town than a village. And then everything in Takayama is like, I don't know, it's just really quaint and beautiful. Like they have like canals that go through the town, and the canals are full of like fish. It's like a town from like a D&D game. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't feel real, apparently. So I want to see this for myself. The town is also famous for their Wagyu beef. Hell yeah. More steak, baby. So yeah, this town is famous for being quaint and beautiful and having delicious Wagyu beef and sake. So we're going to go to this sake factory. There's another sake factory not pictured across the street. They are rivals. And so they give you like a shitload of free sake. Like they're like, no, our sake is better. And they're like, no, our sake is better. And then you just stand there in the middle of the street. I've experienced this before. In Italy, there is a village built on a hill, and everyone lives in little stone houses with triangle-shaped roofs. This is a real place. I'm telling you the truth. And they make limoncello there, and everyone wants to tell you that their limoncello is the best. So everywhere you go, people just give you shots of limoncello until you don't even know where you are anymore. It's pretty intense. So I'm hoping to kind of capture some of that magic, but we'll see. Then we're gonna eat just a shitload of beef. They got beef everywhere. Beef on a stick. They got hamburgers. They got cheeseburgers. They got steakhouses. Anything you could think of, they got the beef. Then, after we have a delicious steak dinner, we're going to go on a ghost tour. Because I guess this is where Frostlass is from. So we're going to go and hopefully not get murdered by ghosts. Pretty exciting. So then the next day, we are going to head to Kyoto. So we're going to hop on a train. We're going to go to Kyoto. After we get checked into our lodging in Kyoto, we're going to go take a class on how to make your own ramen noodle at the ramen factory in Kyoto. So this was probably the most touristy thing that I signed up for on this trip. And my kid loves ramen noodles, and I love my kid. My kid loves cooking, and I love my kid. And so the three of us are going to go to this class, and we're going to learn how to make ramen noodles from scratch. Yeah, from scratch. We're going to, like, the whole deal. Every ingredient from scratch. It's going to be incredible. All right, then after that, we're going to go walk on these railroad tracks underneath some cherry blossom trees. Now, you guys might be excited about this. You might say, oh, this is so beautiful. I love these cherry blossom trees. So where I live... the reason I was going to go to Japan in November and not in the spring is because Japan has the exact same biome as where I live. They have the same weather. We're in the same exact part of the hemisphere. We have cherry blossom trees fucking everywhere. I mean, I have one in my front yard, guys. Like, they're everywhere. I can't go anywhere where I live and not be a magical Japanese schoolgirl having cherry blossoms like fall around me like snow. So the appeal of this is super low. I just need you to know that. Like, it's super low. But it is pretty beautiful to walk along these old railroad tracks in a tunnel. Man, would you say, bro, I am sprayed with plant sperm 24/7 in the spring where I live. So Hitachi Seaside Park, this magical railroad track, I'm ready. I'm ready for it. Anyways, this is called the Kiyage Incline, and it's an old railroad track that has been turned into a nature trail, and it's beautiful. It leads to these aqueducts. I love a good aqueduct, just like King Acastus, and the aqueduct is just some ruins that you ride your chocobo around, and you find the missing parts of the facsimile machine or whatever the hell it is, while the rest of your party pretends to be looking for it, and you do all the work. Anyways, so that's that. After that, we're going to a place that the only food they sell at this restaurant is chicken skewers. Like, they're going to give us 9 different types of chicken skewers as our dinner. Sounds good to me. Then we're going to go here. Now, you might recognize this because it's one of the most iconic things that you could do in Japan. This is the Fushimi Inari Shrine Walk. There's like 1,000 of these red shrines. And they make like a maze. And you walk through them. And then that's what you do. Now, the reason we're doing it at night is this is one of like the top, I don't know, 5 things that people do in Japan. Is they walk through these fucking arches. So most of the day, this place is just, it's like a subway station, apparently. Like, you can't see anything, you can't hear anything. There's Instagram girls posing everywhere. They're bodyguards. They're like guarding the cameraman. It's just a disaster. There's angry Japanese, like, seniors who are shaking their fists at everybody for ruining their goddamn country and their right to do so. So, going at night, not only is it less crowded, but it will feel like a horror movie, I've been told. You will feel that someone is prowling in this maze of shrines to murder you. So, I mean, if that doesn't sound like an appealing time, I don't know. So, anyways, we're going to go there. Then we're going to go forage for food again, probably another 7-Eleven dinner. Then we're going to head back and rest. That's a long fucking day. Good thing the next day is even longer. All right, so then the next day, we're actually going to take a day trip a little ways out of Kyoto. We're going to go to the Arashiyama Bamboo Grove, which is this, which is also on the top 5 things to do in Japan list. We're going to try to get to this park at 6 o'clock in the fucking morning, because I have been told that if you show up at like 7 a.m. or later, you will not be able to see any bamboo. There will be that many people there. So we're going to try to get there at like 6 a.m. and we're going to walk through this bamboo forest, and we're going to try not to get killed by ghosts. Right? It is a Windows wallpaper. It's the one I have at work, actually. Then we're going to go to this bridge. I don't know. It's nearby. And then we're going to go see these monkeys. And let me tell you, I don't have time to go into detail, but in Italy, there is a place called Monkey Town. And it is full of monkeys. And you can pay money to ride in the back of a Jeep into Monkey Town. I can't tell you the rest of the story. Anyways, it was a formative experience, let me tell you. It was something I could never forget. So I am excited to run into some monkeys again. These monkeys look very cute, but do not be fooled. Monkeys will hit you with their dicks. So like, and their dicks are real big for the size of the monkey. They will wield it like a lightsaber. I haven't told my wife and kid this yet, so don't tell them. I want them to be surprised when the monkeys attack them with their dicks. Maybe that won't happen though. Maybe that won't happen. So anyways, monkeys. We're gonna go to this monkey park. Yeah, you know what? The poo is kind of exaggerated. They much prefer to just jizz on people. I don't know, man. Listen, let's keep going. So then we're gonna go to this hidden temple. And this is the... What is this? Oh, sorry. This is the Gyoji Moss Temple. It is known for its moss. Yep. This temple, the monks here, they specialize in moss and moss gardening, and they've got more varieties of moss in one place than anywhere else. ... in the world, question mark? I don't know. I'm not a travel guide. I don't know. I'm just going off what I've heard. So then we are going to cross the street, sort of. It's like 5 minutes away. And we're going to go to... We're going to go to the Otogi Nembutsuji temple. Now, the Otogi Nembutsuji temple is... it's full of Buddhas. Haunted Buddhas. Look at these Buddhas. There is allegedly 1,200 hand-carved Buddhas at this shrine, and each one has a different face. I mean, yeah, that sounds fucking awesome. So after we're done there, let's see, we're gonna go to this place, which you can see all the people there, like so many people that the balcony is probably gonna break. So this place has the most beautiful view of Kyoto on Earth, and you can see in this photograph how beautiful it is. What you don't see right now is that the person who took this photograph is probably parachuting, because they're definitely not standing on that fucking observatory balcony over there. So I don't know. Maybe this is from a drone? I don't know how they got this picture. Debatable if we're going to bother doing this. I'm going to I'm going to do a vibe check and be like, hey, you guys want to... you want to go navigate 3,000 other people to try to see the sunset? Or do you want to rest? So we'll see. We'll see how everybody feels. Then we go to Gion, And Gion is like a historical district. It's really beautiful. They try to maintain it. So like if you a weeb, right? This is why you go to Kyoto, right? You go to Kyoto so you can walk down the street and pretend that you are a Japanese warrior from ancient times. Like it apparently the atmosphere, if there were no tourists, is pretty awesome. Not shown in this picture is the fact that it's fucking April and you won't be able to see anything because there's just going to be people everywhere. But hey, I'm still pretty excited about it. And that leads us to dinner, which I think we're going to, as crazy as this sounds, just try to find a place. I don't actually think I have a reservation that night for dinner. Let me check. No, I do. Okay, I do have a place to eat for dinner. It is a charcoal grill house that specializes in yakitori, and all you can drink sake. So that sounds pretty good to me. Then the next day, we're leaving Kyoto and we're going to Nara. Nara is where these deer live. These deer are the size of, I don't know, medium-sized dogs. They're like small deer. And they are extremely, I don't want to say domesticated. They have no fear of man. In fact, they will beat you up and take your stuff. You may purchase rice crackers and feed them to these deer. If the deer approach you and you do not have rice crackers, they will bite your ass. And they will shit on you. And they might headbutt you and knock you down and start going through your things to see if you have any rice crackers on you. So it's a kind of lucrative business model, right? So like you definitely want to have some fucking rice crackers on you so you don't get killed by deer. So that's what we're doing. We're going to go over there and get mugged by deer. After we're done with that, not shown in the slideshow, we're going to eat some sesame seed mochi that is apparently so sticky you can die. Yeah, like you have to be careful eating it because it will seal your mouth shut if you do not eat it correctly. Again, this is a very exciting trip. Then we're going to go to this temple, and this temple has where is it? The largest Buddha in Japan, ... in the world, question mark? I don't know. I'm not a travel agent. But this Jumbotron guy, he is, where is he? Where's the largest? Oh, yeah, here we go. Todaiji Temple and the Great Buddha. So this is the Great Buddha, and he is the largest Buddha in Japan. He is 1,200 years old, or more. And I guess there's a thing where they have a replica of his nostrils, and you can try to fit through his nostrils. I don't know why you would do this. I'm not gonna try to fit through this guy's nostrils. You don't even win a prize. You can just try to get through his nostrils, I guess, to see, hey, if I could reach his nose, would I be able to climb inside? I guess somebody in the tourism division was like, that's a question people are probably gonna wonder. They're going to be looking up at the sky and they're going to be like, God, look at the size of those fucking nose holes. I wonder if I could fit in his nose holes. And then like the people at the travel like division or whatever, they were like, I have an idea. I have an idea for an attraction. I think you're going to love it. So anyways, after we're done there, guys, calm down. Calm down. After that, we're going to go to Kasuga Taisha, a shrine, and this is Lantern Shrine. This shrine has 1,000 stone lanterns that have moss growing on them. Now, I am disappointed in myself because I was not able to arrange our schedule in a way that will allow us to go here at night, because at night, they all light up, which would be maybe one of the most incredible things ever, to see a bunch of stone, like 1,000 stone lanterns all lit up at night. That'd be so cool. Alas, we are going to be there in like the middle of the day, I think, or like the afternoon or something. So we're not going to get to see that. But we are going to get a really nice lunch. Then we're going to go to historical Nara, which is, I mean, the buildings are old, I guess, kind of vibe with that. Again, I grew up in Italy where fucking everything was old. Like, I don't know, they build like a convenience store next to like some Roman ruins. I don't know, it was like normal, I guess, but I'm excited about it. I like old stuff. Then we ride the train back to Kyoto. Then back in Kyoto, we just vibe because we're tired because it's been an exhausting 2.5 days of Kyoto. And Kyoto's really crowded, so like I don't want to do anything. I want to rest. Why? Because the next morning we hop on the bullet train and wait, who's this guy? Oh yeah. Sorry, this is where we're gonna get dinner. Sorry, oh wait, hold on. There is one last thing we're doing in Kyoto. Okay, my bad. We're gonna go when we get back from Nara. We're gonna go on the Ninja Food Tour. It's 2 hours long. Or 3, I don't remember. But we get to go to 3 different restaurants in a row and have 3 dinners. And I don't know if this fine individual is going to be there, but when I Googled Ninja Food Tour, this guy with a blowtorch was the first image I saw, and he had food, and I was like, works for me. So I don't know if this is going to be one of the foods that we're going to eat, but obviously I'm going to be like streaming during the vacation. So if I do run into this exact man with this blowtorch, I will let you know. All right, then the next day we ride the bullet train for like 15 whole minutes to go from Kyoto to Osaka. Now, you might be like, what's Osaka? So Osaka is like, well, the travel community has not been kind, let me just say. Osaka is like Tokyo Light. It's like diet Tokyo. It's like got everything that Tokyo has, but like not as Tokyo, I guess. I don't know. It's like New York versus like another city in America, right? Like, I don't know, Cincinnati. Like, that's a city in America, right? Is it New York? Absolutely not. So it's kind of got that vibe, right? Like, oh, okay, you went to Osaka. It's like another city in Japan. It doesn't have like the historical flair of Kyoto. It doesn't look like a Minecraft village. They don't put gold on all their food. They're not in the middle of the mountains with delicious cows. It's just a city in Japan. Just a big city in Japan. Oh, damn, bro. You calling Osaka the Baltimore of Japan? Wow. I don't know if it's that bad. Okay, but anyways, yeah. So, it's fine. It's fine. I did find a lot of things to do in Osaka. So, the first thing is going to the Pig Cafe. Yeah, there's a micro pig cafe, and I'm not going to tell you how much it costs, but you get to go and you get to eat donuts with pigs, and the pigs, they cuddle you. You just get to cuddle teacup pigs for like an hour. You get a whole hour to just hug and be cuddled by pigs. This might be the highlight of the whole trip for me, honestly. I'm very excited about this. You see how happy this Japanese woman is with the pigs? That's gonna be me. I will try to recreate this picture of me putting my hand on the pink pig's ass while the brown pig is smelling the pink pig's ass, and I'm just gonna smile in this stock photo kind of way right at the camera for you. Okay, like this is gonna be amazing. It's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be amazing. Anyways, after that, we're gonna go to Pokemon Center Osaka. Now, the Pokemon Center Osaka is apparently the 3rd best Pokemon Center out of like, I don't know, 20-something Pokemon Centers in Japan. I'm pretty excited about it. I think it's like number 3. It was tempting to just go to every Pokemon Center in Japan. I have a good travel story about going to the Pokemon Center in New York City when it first opened back in 1999, I think. I think it was 1999. Pokemon Silver had just come out, Silver and Gold, on the regular-ass Game Boy. It might have been on the Game Boy Color. Anyways, I am ancient, I am the land. So, I remember going to the Pokemon Center in New York when it first opened. It was such a great trip and such a good experience. So, I am excited about going to the Pokemon Center Osaka. And you can tell it's not the best because they've got Motorcycle Dragon, or sorry, Dinosaur Motorcycle Dragon, and not Future Robot Dinosaur Dragon. So, you know, like, that's kind of an indicator that it's not the best one, but, you know. Anyways, I'm excited about that. Then we're going to go to a cat cafe because our allergies are already at critical mass. So why not just go all the way, baby? So it's going to be hard for these cats to live in the shadow of those pigs. The reason that we're going to see the pigs at the pig cafe is because by this time we will be missing our pugs so much. But they don't have a pug cafe. That'd be too expensive. So they have a pig cafe. And if you've met my dogs, you know that they're really just pigs. So that's why we're going to the pig cafe, is to sort of reconnect with a fat, snorty animal that likes to eat donuts. And then the reason we're going to go to the cat cafe is because we do actually own a cat. It lives in the house with us. And this is to kind of remind us that we own a cat. No, Basil loves her cat, so loves her cat so much that yeah, like this is gonna be like therapy. Like, you know, don't worry, you're gonna see your cat soon. For now, check out these cats. This particular cat cafe is like the most humane cat cafe in Japan, apparently, and it's actually a cat rescue that is also a cat cafe. Every cat in the cafe can be adopted on the spot that day, which is pretty awesome. Then we're going to go to another Sky Tower. So I told you it's sort of like Tokyo, but it's not Tokyo. Yep. So we're going to go to a place called Umeda Sky Building Floating Garden Observatory. That's a mouthful. So in addition to having a platform where you can look down at the city, it's not going to be nighttime, so it's not going to look like this. But we got to see Tokyo at night. So I figure, you know, it's okay to see this one during the day. But it's also got like, I don't know, like a Dave and Buster's basically, like built into the Sky Tower. So you can do like arcade games and like, I don't know, like fun stuff like, I don't know, skee ball or crane games or something. Anyways, it's like a fun center that's also a Sky Tower. So then after that, we're gonna go to the spa. We're gonna go to the Solanawa Onsen, which required a reservation, and that reservation included an energy drink. I have no other details, but I have to pick up my energy drink by 9 p.m. or it is forfeit. That is what they told me. They would not tell me anything else about the energy drink, only that I had to get it before 9 p.m. So I'm intrigued. Right, I'm intrigued. Part of this onsen is going to be sitting on a chair made out of steaming hot rocks. I think we're going to be naked, and then our bodies are going to be cooked like clams in a pot, and that's going to be relaxing, I guess. I was like willing to go all out for this and do like the whole spa package, but my traveling companions were like, no thanks. But this is 100% like, this is where all the anime characters would go for the spicy, like, hot springs episodes. Everybody just walking around naked, apparently. There's, like, co-ed? Is that what it's called when there's boys and girls in the same place? Like, co-ed, baths and stuff like that. They got, like, all kinds of spa treatments, acupuncture. This place is crazy. Then we head back to the city and we get on a boat. And this is a very touristy thing. You get on this boat and it sails up and down this canal. And that's it. That's all it does. And they point at stuff and they're like, look at that. That's a building. And you're like, it is a building. That's pretty cool. They're like, watch out. We're sailing underneath the bridge. Sorry, I've done a lot of traveling. So some of this stuff I'm just kind of like, you know, it's whatever. So after we finish that, we go back to the hotel and we go to sleep. You might be like, where are you going to eat, bro? Don't worry. We didn't just eat donuts with the pigs. We're going to be foraging all day. So it's going to be like street food, fast food. If I find a KFC, we're going to hit up a KFC. You know, because they're pretty amazing over there. And then the place with the boat actually has a restaurant attached to it, conveniently. So while you're waiting for the boat, you can just eat at the restaurant. So the next day, Universal Studios Japan. Now, when I first heard about Universal Studios Japan from My Hero Academia, I did not think it was real because My Hero Academia, you might not realize this, is an anime. It's not real. So I thought maybe that Universal Studios Japan wasn't real either. But then I looked it up, and it's very real, and they take it very seriously. This ain't no American theme park, bro. Like Universal Studios Japan is real nice. So obviously Mario Land is there, which they recently opened a Mario Land in America, but this is the OG Mario Land Universal Studios. So very excited about this. Managed to get tickets. It was not easy. I had to deal with 3 different Japanese travel agencies. And my AI assistant is like translating for me, and we're translating the sites, and we're translating the user terms and agreements, and we're trying to find like tickets that aren't outrageous that let you go on like the rides you want to go. It was a whole thing. But Universal Studios Japan, it's gonna happen. All right, then we go home. Well, not home. Then we go back to our hotel, and then the next day we ride the bullet train back to Tokyo. And the bullet train that we ride back to Tokyo is the iconic Osaka to Japan or to Tokyo bullet train, where if you know which side of the train to sit on, which I did, and you have reserved seats to sit on that side of the train, which I do have, you get to look at Mount Fuji the whole time that you're on the train, like you're in a postcard. So that's going to be pretty cool. Then we get back to Tokyo, and we immediately go to the Tokyo Pokemon Center. And you can see here, they have Future Motorcycle Dragon, so you know it's the best one in Japan. Okay? And it is the best one in Japan. It's fucking awesome. I was unable to get the any reservation at all for the Pokemon Cafe, which is connected to this Pokemon Center. It is the ultimate Pokemon weeb experience, and my child has been playing Pokemon since they were 3 years old, and I wanted to give them that experience, but the reservations were gone within 30 seconds of opening up, and I wasn't going to deal with scalpers. So, while we're at the Pokemon Center, we are going to go to the counter that is connected to the cafe, and at least buy some Pikachu macarons and, I don't know, Squirtle sodas or whatever the fuck they sell there. So yeah, pretty cool. Then we're going to grab some sushi. Then we're going to head over to Super Potato. Super Potato is like the biggest retro gaming store in Japan. You can see in this very blurry picture that there is a Super Famicom with the colored buttons. Yeah. They got it all. Like this is really nice. They are in the same general location as another incredible Akihabara nerd shopping place, which is Radio Kaikan, which is the ultimate anime merchandise store, and that is where we will be selecting the finest anime waifu statue to bring back to commemorate our vacation, which I will then have to carry that anime waifu statue around all day, so I hope it's not a very big one. I'm pretty excited about it. And I'm also going to be looking for anything related to Sword World, which is my new TTRPG obsession, while we're there as well. So I'm very, very excited. Then after that, we're going to go clothes shopping. Because, you know, I'm not the only person going on this trip. And, yeah, so we're going to go to... where are we going to go clothes shopping? Oh, Shinjuku. All right, so we're going to go to Shinjuku, which I guess is one of the most famous fashion districts in the world and the most famous fashion district in Japan. And we're going to clothes shop. We're going to buy lots of clothes. We brought extra suitcases so we could load up them ladies with the Japanese fashions and all the cool clothes. They got some really amazing thrift stores. They got name brand stores. It's pretty cool. Then... that evening, we go to the Monster Hunter Cafe. And at the Monster Hunter Cafe, you get to eat Monster Hunter food. Yep, I am talking about a wooden board is brought to your table, and that wooden board is laden with the meats and more meats and the oversized, you know, shrimps and everything that you would eat from the video game is on that piece of wood, and I am here for it. I'm very excited about this. There are also like props from the game, like full armor suit replicas. There's like, you know, statues of the palicos and the monsters, and it's all themed, and they play Monster Hunter music. This was a very hard reservation to get, and I was very happy to get it, and I'm very excited about it. Then the next day, we're going to Tokyo Disney Sea. Now, Tokyo actually has 2 Disney parks, and much like Universal Studios, McDonald's, KFC, and 7-Eleven, Japan is like, let's do this better than America. What you can see here in this picture, those are robots. Those are robots. So if you've been to Disney, they have like robot rides. They've had robot rides for a long time. Pirates of the Caribbean was like a robot ride. It's a Small World. Don't go on that. It is a robot ride, right? So like they got these robot rides. Japan was like, hold my beer. You know what I'm saying? Hold my beer, because they were like, that sounds cool. Let's make some rides with robots. And then they made these robots that are like living cartoon characters. Like, they are the most realistic robots on Earth, and they just work at Disney. That's what they do. So we're going on a bunch of these robot rides because I'm obsessed, if you didn't know, with robots. So I'm really excited about this. And also Rapunzel's my favorite, or sorry, Tangled is my favorite Disney movie. I mean, Emperor's New Groove. I mean, okay. Rapunzel's my second favorite Disney movie. Anyways, I'm really excited about seeing all the robots at Disney, and I guess there's other stuff to do besides see robots. But that's what I'm here for. I'm here to shoot fucking robots. Then we go back, we pack up, and we get ready to go back to America. The next day, our flight doesn't leave until that afternoon. So the last thing we're gonna do in Japan is, of course, go to Sanrio World, because why wouldn't you? And we're going to go in there and we're going to buy all the Hello Kitty and Batsumaru merchandise and cinnamon roll, and whatever room is left in our suitcases, we're just going to stuff it full of Hello Kitty merchandise. And then we're going to hop on the airplane and fly back to America, and we're going to get back into our country with no issues at all, because everything's great. And that's, whoo, that's the trip to Japan. Sorry, that took like an hour and 7 minutes. But hey, I mean, that's a pretty cool trip. It looks like a pretty fucking good trip to me. So I'm really excited about it. Basil's gonna be taking a ton of pictures, and I'll be posting them up, and then I'll try to do some videos. I'll try to do some streams. I'd like to do a stream every day while we're there, to kind of talk about the trip and how it's going and all the cool shit that we see and stuff. And then when I get back, I definitely want to do sort of like a post-mortem, right, of like what I learned about, you know, planning a trip like this. And then I would love to kind of maybe put out a little bit of content that kind of explains like this is how I trained the AI to be a travel agent and help me with this trip, and this is how I learned how to do Japanese reservations, and you know, like how the public transit system works and all that kind of stuff. So like, I don't know. I think I don't know. I love sharing what I've learned with other people. That's the second best part of ADHD hyperfocus. Is the first one is obviously the superpower of hyperfocus actually working in your favor, and you learn a bunch of new skills, and that's really cool. But then the second best part of it is, now that you have those skills, you can share those skills with others, and yeah, so I'm looking forward to that. Whew. So tonight's my last night in my house, and then tomorrow I head to the hotel airport because we're leaving at 6 o'clock in the morning, so we have to check out of the airport at 2 a.m. on Friday to get through all the crap to get onto the airplane. So since this is my last night in my house, I am going to go now and spend time with the pugs and finish packing And yeah. So the next time I see you guys, I'll probably be streaming from Japan on my phone. Might be VTuber, might not be VTuber. I know I can do VTuber on my phone, so we'll see. We'll see if I get all that set up. I'll have plenty of time on the airplane to figure it out, I guess. I hope everybody has a great time while I'm gone. I can't wait to get back and continue all of the amazing stories that we're telling together, and I can't wait to get back and have DirkCon 2025. So it's really awesome to have something really fun and exciting and cool waiting for me after a very cool and exciting vacation. So I feel extremely lucky to be able to take this trip and then come home to an amazing community and a whole bunch of awesome friends. So yeah, I'm living the dream, and I'm really happy about it. So everybody have a good week, and I'll see you next time.